All right. Hey, hey. All right, Virgos. Hello, hello. Virgos, we begin with the Queen of Wands. Somebody's got a new kitten or just a cat that likes to cuddle with them, or a pet that is quite cuddly. That looks like a little cheetah baby. But we have a Queen of Wands and a Three of Pentacles. And in both cases, we have somebody holding something that's precious to them. This seems like I look, Virgo might be the thing that is precious, but we have somebody who is definitely looking at Virgo as very attractive, very like Virgo is a person they want to have children with. I don't know if Virgo's of childbearing years or not, if it's just more of a metaphor. Like, I would like to build things with Virgo. I would like to be in a relationship with Virgo. This is somebody who's like, it's almost fantasizing. This may be a new thought process for them, considering we do have this Ace of Pentacles. It feels like we may have a fellow earth sign possibly who has reached this point in their own life where something has changed dramatically. There's a sense of freedom about them. Two of Pentacles, they certainly know what kind of partnership they would like to have. Um, there's a, I feel like they can see Virgo as their equal. They can see Virgo as somebody that is, it's interesting to see Virgo come out as a Queen of Wands, by the way, right out of the gate. But it looks like they see Virgo as incredibly attractive. They see Virgo as incredibly, like good at advocating for what they genuinely want, but they're also very loving, very warm-hearted, but they don't put up with any crap. This Virgo comes across as like, maybe that's why they like this Virgo so much. It's like, you're warm, you're wonderful, but you don't put up with any garbage. That's how I know you'd be like an amazing partner, because you'd speak truth to me, but you'd also like be really loving. We've got an Ace of Cups sideways. This feels like a person who is almost scared to hope that Virgo could love them. And here we go again with somebody like, we keep getting this image of people like holding things that are precious to them and keeping it close to their heart. I definitely feel like Virgo is the kind of person where, it's like, look, when somebody is near and dear to me, they have my protection. I, keep track of my people that I adore so much. I don't just let, just anybody, take care of my pet or my cat. This cat's really dear to me. I don't just let anybody. I vet people first. I make sure somebody is a good person before I would let them too close to me, because I'm precious. My heart is precious. It's interesting because someone is looking at Virgo and they're seeing all those traits, and that is exactly the way they feel also about their own heart. They are a Magician and Knight of Cups. So this could be a fellow Virgo for sure. This could be a Virgo or a Gemini. But this is somebody who's had distinctly like painful experiences in love themselves. You notice that they wear like a suit of armor, and we have like this, it's actually like the flower itself is bleeding. And yet they're hoping for a better outcome. They see Virgo as like, God, Virgo would be somebody that I feel the same way about. I know Virgo doesn't just give their heart to everybody. I know Virgo has high expectations. I know Virgo has tangoed with the devil before, and Virgo is aware that there's danger in just letting anybody into your life. But at the same time, I don't think that this person has ill intentions toward Virgo. I mean, do they? Let me ask. Why is the devil here? The World card, the Four of Wands. No. If anything, they've been petrified about marriage for a really, really long time. And for some reason, seeing Virgo, meeting Virgo, recognizing that Virgo has many of the same qualities and attributes that they do, that's really exciting for them. This is them saying, no, like, I finally have hope that not everybody is kind of crappy. I have hope because I met this Virgo, and this Virgo seems to be somebody warm and loving and sincere, that yes, that's the kind of person I could give my heart to too. Again, this is very new thought process for them. They're breaking away from like an old thought pattern that they had, because we have the World card, and then we have this Four of Wands. They're seeing a long-term relationship situation with Virgo. We see it again and again. This person can't be that new to Virgo. If they feel this this much of a pull toward Virgo, we literally have the King of Pentacles. They're sitting here eating apples. It's so funny. Later on tonight, I got to get out of here because I've got a long drive, and then we're doing apples tonight. We got 3 big apple trees on one of my family members' property, and it takes all of us to pick them and then start making apple cider and dice and put apples in the freezer. So that's what I'm doing tonight. From probably like 5 o'clock to like 10:30 p.m. and then I gotta drive home. But he's just sitting here eating an apple by this apple tree. Is the only reason I brought that up, because I'm like, maybe apples are a thing. I mean, it's kind of like harvest season, you know, the end of September into, or excuse me, end of August into beginning of September is kind of harvest season. So I feel like this is very timely, this storyline right now. But I said they couldn't only have just met Virgo, right? They must, for them to be like looking at Virgo as like long-term marriage material. How is this that they feel this way about Virgo? It's interesting because they've known this for a while, but haven't approached Virgo. We see like this Ace of Swords is like, I've had this clarity, this truth I've known. This person has a hawk eye, obviously. They may be in the United States just because that is the American bald eagle there. Doesn't have to be that they are American per se, but they may be in the United States. And this could be, you know, it doesn't have to be that they were born here. We have a lot of international characters on this. You know, we've got possibly Asian, Colombian, Nordic, well, and then just kind of like the mysterious, like, who is this person? So, and we all hail from so many different cultures, right? You know, humans have traveled the globe since human beings, you know, began to be creatures of this earth. And so we're all from somewhere else, right? But we have this 10 of Wands also. I feel like this character has really thought a lot about Virgo and has had their sights. You notice how they're the Archer, Sagittarius energy coming in. They have known for quite some time that Virgo was a person that they wanted, but they kind of had to work themselves up to this level of confidence. Like, yes, I am going to approach Virgo. Yes, I see all these traits in Virgo. I love all these things that I see in Virgo. I've been maybe watching for a while, watching like a hawk. I'd like to approach. Nothing here says that this is somebody from the past. This kind of feels more like a new individual who's, you know, done some significant, we'll say kind of spying, but Four of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, they haven't approached Virgo yet. In fact, they've intentionally withheld. But again, if they were still, you know, healing from something, getting themselves prepared, getting themselves dusted off, this feels like a character who's been preparing to approach Virgo. What is it that you know, caught your eye when it comes to Virgo? Eight of Swords, Knight of Cups. Again, they got stuck on Virgo for quite a while. They have wanted to talk to Virgo for quite a while. Virgo has brought out the romantic side in this character. Virgo, there's something about Virgo where they can't stop thinking. Virgo is like a happy place that their mind dances back to again and again. It's, you know, look at this soft, you know, violet and pale blue and pinks here. This is somebody who just really likes what they've seen in Virgo, and it's made them feel like maybe more peaceful, you know, observing Virgo, seeing Virgo's energy, even though they haven't approached Virgo, right? They've still been kind of withholding. They've still been, you know, getting beyond some stresses in their own life, but they've known for a long time, Virgo is the kind of person that I want to interact with. I feel like Virgo stays on their mind a lot. I think that this person's mind daydreams or drifts to Virgo and has for quite a while, but it's like it's getting amplified now. Yeah, Two of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands. They are at least imagining that, yes, I think Virgo would be attracted to me as well. Look, we've gone from them liking what they see in Virgo to them getting very turned on. So we can see that this is probably evidence of the fact that they've been healing, of the fact that they really are, you know, like approaching this place in their own life where it's like Virgo's not just a vague thought while I'm still hurting over something else. Virgo has become kind of more of my primary focus. The idea of like, they think that they have a ton in common with Virgo. That's what the Two of Pentacles keep saying to me. They feel like they have a ton in common with Virgo. Knight of Wands, maybe they're like, I've been played before also. I've had people that have not been, you know, straightforward and lasting in my life. I've had illusions. I've had disappointments. That's maybe why we see such huge authenticity in them. Why they see themselves as a king of discs, why they appreciate all of this, you know, Queen of Wands type energy that they see in Virgo. It's because They're like, I know what it's like to have illusions. I know what it's like to have people lie to you. I know what it's like to be super disappointed, to have people pretend they like you when they don't, to get something out of you. I know all that. Ace of Swords. This person has such a desire to be really, really truthful with Virgo. I think I keep feeling like they want to like knock on Virgo's door and just be there and just start talking to Virgo. Like they almost have like a fantasy of, you know, Virgo and I would have some really serious heart-to-heart conversations. There's something here about like a letter being sent as well. There's a letter behind the daffodils over here. I don't know if this is just like this person would love to have hours and hours of dialogue with Virgo. We have the Magician again. They have been manifesting possibly traveling if they need to travel, but they've been manifesting getting into Virgo's world or like at least being able to drive over to Virgo's house. I mean, this person could be somebody who's worked with Virgo for 10 years, but has never attempted dating Virgo. Maybe they were never single at the same time. But the bottom line is they're single now. Virgo apparently is single in this storyline. And they know that their heart is precious, just like Virgo's heart is precious. They know Virgo does not just get with anybody. In fact, have they ever seen Virgo in a relationship? Queen of Wands in the reverse. No, I think they have perhaps observed Virgo either push people right out the door and say, I do not choose you. I do not want you. If anything, they have seen Virgo, and they kind of even understand like when Virgo is pissed or something, like maybe they've witnessed Virgo's less, warm and fuzzy side. A Queen of Wands in the reverse can be like, if she gets big mad, she's gonna be like formidable. Let's just put it that way. And no matter what, this is a Queen of Wands sitting on her suitcases, having left a scenario, even if it had been upright. But in the reverse, no, I'm thinking that they know that Virgo is very formidable. When they don't like something, they don't put up with crap that they don't like. And I'm wondering if they watched Virgo like walk away from some previous connection. They're like, wow, that Virgo definitely knows how to advocate for themselves. There's something where it just feels like for them to have consistently said, I really admire this Virgo. I really like this Virgo. I think that we are kind of two peas in a pod. I think we'd be really balanced together. I think we look at the world through similar lenses. I really want to travel toward this Virgo. And I feel hopeful for the first time in a long time that this Virgo and I, we could really be something special. I'm hearing that song. Is it Vince and Nico? Am I wrong? For thinking that we could be something for real. We got the Four of Wands again. They literally see themselves as a twinned energy to Virgo. This could be a same-sex couple, could be two feminines, could be two masculines, could be reverse gender roles. We have both of those storylines depicted here. But more than anything, I never care about genders because, we all have masculine and feminine within us anyway. The yin yang, the energy of the sun and the moon that balances us harmoniously internally. But it just says they really feel like they completely get Virgo's, like what pisses Virgo off. Lack of truth pisses Virgo off in this is what I would say. Anybody that's not truthful, Virgo does not like. And I think that they know that inherently. It's like, I think that they know the essence of Virgo is like, Virgo's not judgy, but Virgo expects to be respected. And if you don't respect Virgo by giving them the truth, then Virgo could be quite salty. And I think that they know this. And I think it's because they feel the exact same way. They hate to be lied to. They hate that toxicity. They hate people that manipulate and pretend that they love you. If you just want something from me, just tell me that you want something, and then maybe I'll still, whatever, give it to you. But don't pretend that you love me and then manipulate me. I feel like they've known something like that before, and they know Virgo has also. They are grounded and they are giving. They are not somebody who, they just don't want their time wasted either. And they can already tell Virgo's not the kind who wastes anybody's time. That is the fundamental reason they're like, I really think Virgo and I could be amazing together. They really admire all these traits in Virgo. Look, there's nothing here to say that Virgo is going to fall head over heels in love with them. That's up to Virgo, right? But what I do love is that this person, I think, has put their finger on traits that they have seen in Virgo, that they believe Virgo has. And they're all very admirable traits at even if they're wrong, they think very highly of Virgo. So it's hard not to like this character. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.